we had left off with a rather dramatic scene. Taz, you have found the body of Tiba in the doorway to the barn, checking on it. Some kind of like a short stack vampire just lunged at you as you were kind of going around, and you shouted for Bright, and then this figure disappears. And as a couple of people are waking up, like, yeah, what's going on? And does Bright answer?
I don't think so.
Okay.
The question is if Bright is even there.
That is a very good question. Taz, you're shouting, and there doesn't seem to be a Bright anywhere. Like, you cast a glance over to where you were kind of like nesting in.
Yeah.
There's no Bright.
What? Wait, hold, what? No, huh? He's so dumbfounded. He just starts he starts breaking down crying.
That was a very good Pouty Lips impersonation.
He's like, my two friends are gone. He like hugs his knees and starts walking back and forth. He has a thumb in his hand. He has like his thumb in his mouth. He's like, he's like, no, friends.
And a couple people are coming out, and they're bringing out lights and stuff. Like, some lanterns are being lit. What's all this? What are you doing? What are you doing down there?
My friend, a short guy, or like I don't know how feet work, but I think he's like 4. And he killed my friend, and then the other one disappeared.
Killed who?
This kid, and he points to Boxy.
You point to nothing.
What?
What are you talking about? There's no dead body, sir.
There was just what there. I swear, like on me silver scales.
No. Half statement, half question.
He just goes to the barn and he locks himself in.
Going where?
He's gonna go to the barn and lock himself.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he needs to think about this entire situation.
Okay. The watchman comes. You hear some scampering on the roof, and he kind of comes in through like a hayloft and scrabbles down. Are you all right? What are you shouting about? You're waking everyone up, sir.
Oh, sorry.
I'm the one who's supposed to holler around here, not you.
I think I'm going crazy. I think I finally know how Jade feels.
Who?
Just a friend of mine. Jeez, I saw a body, and then there's not a body, and then my friend was here. Now they're not here, and I don't know what's going on, and I'm freaking out. I need to stop freaking out.
You do? Do you just want to go for a walk outside? It's a nice night.
Yeah, I think that would be best.
Okay.
I think that would be okay.
Yeah, I reckon that's the best course of action too. I don't want you waking everyone up. They paid good coin to sleep in our hay.
Alright, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to wake everybody up.
And there's a couple grumbles, like, and you hear maybe like a middle-aged woman's voice, like, "Oh, sweetie, it'll be okay. Bless your heart."
He's from the South.
Apparently, they're the best ones.
So you are you gonna go for a walk in the
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a walk.
Sure. All right, so you come out of the stables and you know you are you're walking along the road here along the highway. There's crickets chirping. It's dead at night. You know, a couple owls are going hoo hoo kind of a thing. And you hear as you're out walking, you actually make a perception. I'll let's find out what you hear.
Oh god. Alrighty then. Knowing Taz is probably going to mean nothing, but let's check anyway. If Roll20 would stop lagging. Because that's apparently what Roll20 does now.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Lagging is a feature?
It wants you to think about what you're doing. It's it's a built-in DM. Are you sure?
Alright, hold on. I am refreshing the page. Oh my god, alright. Page unresponsive. Oh god, my computer.
Okay,
my computer.
What's your modifier? I'll just roll a d20 for you.
0.
Okay. All right. So, it's dark. You know, unfortunately, while Dragonborns are bred from this master race of supreme beings of magic and might and everything, you, as we explored before, you don't even have a tail, let alone dark vision or anything else. But you're thinking, right? You're trying to set your nerves straight. And
yeah,
it's a cool evening. You can appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to roll an investigation at advantage. Because you're sorting through things. You have this fight or flight instinct. You're a gladiator. You know, you're used to trying to assess things on the fly. And everything that's been happening. Hopefully your roll will work. Otherwise, you can just let me know what your modifiers, and I'll roll for you.
Alright. Oh, it opened my character page. Let's hope it loads.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, I can open up your character sheet.
I've got it.
Okay.
Open. It's just loading fairly slow. Alright. Click on character sheet. Come on. There you go.
Hey, you got a character sheet.
There you go. Alright, now let me scroll down to my -1 investigation.
Okay.
Did I win
Hey,
or did I lose?
Not too bad, even with a -1. All right, so
Okay.
you're pacing, you're clenching your fist, you're you know, doing whatever it is Taz does. As he is... Oh, I already rolled for you. Don't worry about it. I thought it was on delay or something. So you are... You're piecing the clues together. You say, wait a minute. Bright wasn't in her nest. Which, by the way, every straw was going in the same direction. Bright wasn't in her nest.
Wait a minute.
Bright was also really close to Tibba, a.k.a. Boxy, whom Tibba trusted intrinsically. And
Is Bright
then...
4 foot tall?
I don't know. The darkness can play weird tricks. But then again, you know, was... whether or not she was 4 feet tall, was she also a blood-sucking vampire?
Well, not at the moment.
Because now that you're thinking about it, right?
Yeah.
She wasn't where she's supposed to be, and this short-stacked bloodsucker just pops out of nowhere and lunges at you after supposedly attacking Tibba.
Yep. Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Does this mean that,
Brian, no!
that maybe she's turned?
My my fluffy pink friend, no. Oh god. Oh god, I don't want to do this. Oh god.
So you're coming to your senses or to a realization. You're outside the barn. That lamplight is still flickering. Is your, I don't know what you say. I don't want to have to do this. What is Taz not wanting to do?
What? He's debating whether he should tell the group that he thinks that Bright did this. The clues in his brain, they add up, and they add up too well. And he's like, there must be something else, but nothing else is showing up.
1 + 1 does equal 2.
Well, in my case, 1 + 1 equals. Why do you do this to me?
Okay, well, so Taz is outside the barn in the dim light. You're casting a long shadow in the darkness. Contemplating, perhaps even sobbing a little bit, wondering what should happen, and adding numbers that aren't even numbers in your brain.
Yep, they're like equations. Letter and brands of ale.
Your microphone sounded like it was like tumbling or staticky or something. You're making popcorn.
Oh god.
It seems better now.
Okay. He has like algebraic equations going on up there.
Okay.
What is this sorcery?
Yeah.
Why are there so many numbers and letters put into one little thing?
It's a wizard sigil.
Yeah, clearly. There.
What is the square root of A? What's the square root? How do I know this?
I know roots are usually like round, right? Like carrots and stuff and potatoes.
Yeah, but why would A have a square root? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, is there anyone out there who can help this barbarian shed light onto math or logic or contemplation?
Why are you all looking at me?
Well, or in particular, if we have some sort of a math wizard around somewhere.
Would I know the rooms that the rest of my party are staying in?
No, you were dragged out to the barn.
Okay. Okay. So if A plus B equals the square of Z, the Z minus B would equal the cubed root of WXYZ, but WXYZ divided by ABC equals G, then I have come up with the solution to my problem.
And that is?
I'm going to wait for morning.
Okay.
And we're going to pretend like none of this ever happened.
Okay. That is a solution.
It is a solution I do not like and that I will likely not be able to carry. But by dividing this solution by F plus H, I can faintly say I'm alerting everybody in the morning.
Okay. So you go to bed and hope that all the bad stuff goes away.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's reverse time a little bit from this dramatic moment. And Mordecai, you have a performance to give.
So you want me to go ahead and roll the check?
Yeah, you can do it. You're under no duress. These are things that you're comfortable doing, and plus, there's a good benefit for it too. So go ahead and you can make a performance at advantage.
21.
Nice. Okay. All right, so you're juggling and anything else, or are you just putting on a juggling act? They did ask you not to breathe fire inside the wooden inn.
A little bit of juggling, maybe a little bit of violin music after that,
Okay.
because that doesn't necessarily like strike a chord with these particular people. I don't think so. Then just pull out the violin and create some lazy music in the tavern until about like 2 in the morning.
Sure. No, so like the younger ones before they had to go to bed were enjoying the juggling, and then the old folk or the adults here were really liking the music that you were playing. In any of the others, I mean, even Taz or Bright or anyone, you could still be up for at least part of this here. Maybe you're going to bed before the 2 a.m. mark, but Mordecai wants to kind of burn that midnight oil.
If Bright is a creature of the night now, then this would actually be the normal time.
Wait, did you just confirm my suspicion?
No, what your discovery hasn't yet happened. We're listening to Mordecai play a violin.
Did you just confirm future selves constriction?
Well, Bright does usually know the future, so maybe.
Oh no!
So Mordecai, you do a very good job, and they will give you a nice room with like an extra helping of country breakfast for 1 silver piece.
Could we extend this discount to my friends? I'll forgo the extra breakfast.
We'll extend it to the old man. But we do have to make our ends meet, and while we appreciate the show, we do need to have some coins to rub together to pay the bills.
That is absolutely fair. I figured I'd ask, couldn't hurt.
Okay, so you have a room, and then Jeroff is taken care of as well at a good discount. Now, for the rest of you who are not sleeping in the barn, you you have a dream. Now, ultimately over country breakfast, if you wish to talk about this dream with each other, you can. But I'm going to narrate the dream that you're having. Obviously, I'm speaking to you as all individuals, and you can't tell anyone else, except you're all here together, and I don't really mind if you do. Each of you are in a green open meadow. Something kind of like in Flowerfield, except, well, with not as many flowers. And it's a sunshiny day. It's a little cool, but the sun feels wonderful on your skin. There's a breeze. There's some butterflies floating around. There's some trees off in the distance. The mountains are there, providing like a nice cool backdrop to a warm day. And maybe it's a cloud that just moved away from moved from in front of the sun, but it starts getting brighter and brighter still, and not even the breeze can get the heat off of you. It's very hot. Your skin is tingling. It's burning. The grass around you begins to curl and brown, and in some places it begins to smoke and turn to ash. It withers, just as you're withering, like nothing more than a blade of grass. The sun it's getting bigger in the sky. It's getting closer. The sky is turning blue to red. The air is distorted with heat. The sun gets closer and closer and closer, and then you wake up. It's morning. You're probably a little sweaty. The world isn't on fire, but you're welcome to check yourselves if you are.
Oh my, it seems I have just experienced a dream version of the apocalypse.
I take it I have my own room. There's no.
Correct.
Okay.
Jade stands up off the floor quickly. She goes to the mirror, pouring that pitcher of water over herself, laying it drip onto the countertop as she's looking in the mirror.
Okay. As you begin to pour, Jade, you see that almost like a contiguous, like a noodle, the water just sort of spirals out and piles up.
No.
And
She puts her hand. No, go ahead.
It's pulsing.
No. She slams her hand on it. Like, that's not how water's supposed to act. No, she won't accept that.
And as you do, the strings, the noodles of water, give like a really like just a wet squelching sound, and then they sort of like quiver underneath you, and you can feel them tickling the underside of your palms and fingers.
No, stop it. She grabs hold of this water, this thing, this sledge that's squirming, picks it up if she can.
Yeah.
Why won't you leave me alone? Why won't you leave me alone? What did I do? I should not have. But you cursed me. You cursed me. It's not fair. She starts looking and realizes she's starting to rave. And her eyes start to look towards Avalanche, that old soldier. And then back to the thing in her hand.
When you look back, it has taken kind of a liquid form of your face as you're holding it, almost like the Medusa's head, right? Like you're holding this thing, and it's like you're holding your own head in front of you.
No, that comes later. Not now. Now. The pikes come later. The saws and the arrows and the cursing. Not now. She holds on to her own head as she looks at it. She observes it. Is her face, this mirror in her hand, at peace? Is it screaming? Is it eyes wide, eyes rolled in the back of their head? She starts to pick it apart in as much detail as water can.
Sure, you're getting it. It looks like you, although it's a clear, transparent version, and it's doing almost a fish out of water, like a what with its mouth. What.
No. Why? So at this point, she looks at it and whispers something. This is in the elder tongue, the ancient tongue, the deep speech. And when she does that, she proceeds to cast a spell.
Mm-hmm.
Detect thoughts.
Ah.
She needs to know it. She needs to understand it. Why?
Okay. You begin casting, and there is a verbal component to this spell. Maybe that's you asking why, and as you're asking why, it almost seems to be matching the mouth movements of this liquid self head of yours. And with that last why, and you I don't know if you scream it or at least you just like you clench up and you as you're holding this thing in front of you. with your mouth open, suddenly from its own mouth, almost like a tongue of water, darts and it starts turning inside out and pouring itself down your own throat. And as that's happening, your thoughts are being detected. You're getting the result of your spell. You can splutter. You can still splutter. I don't want to interrupt that. But as this tendril just shoots down your throat, you are receiving... You are receiving an applause first.
Very good. Very, very good.
But for a moment you have this revelation, this thought. Why? We must know. Why? Why have they come back? We must know.
And they're not in their place. Not in their place. They've come back. They're not supposed to come back. No, it's undone. Undone. So much damage. Why? Why? Because he would have. He would have. And I hate him for that. I hate him so much.
Jade, dear. Jade, are you all right, Jade? Giraffe is. I heard. Are you sick? Are you coughing? Jade, are you there, Jade?
Old soldier. I am sorry. I did not mean to disturb. The questions won't go away. But I know what needs to be asked. I know what needs to be done. Yes. Hunt them, burn them, chop them to pieces, feed them their own tongues. Vile lies, sacrilege.
Jade, that may be, but Jade... Why, Jade? Why, Jade? Why have they come back, Jade? Why, Jade? Why? And you look around, and Giraffe is still asleep in bed.
They come back. They come back, but why? Curse doesn't matter. There's reason. There has to be reason. Need to know. She looks back in the mirror. She looks at the maggots festering in the wound in her neck. She watches as they squirm their way out of the small holes in her flesh and start to slither down her body and start to pool on the floor, trying to inch themselves away to get away from her. What am I becoming?
Hey, Mordecai, how'd you sleep?
Well, I can't really follow that up. Slept just fine, I suppose. After waking up from the dream that I had, just kind of go downstairs and get breakfast.
Okay. Sawmill gravy, biscuits, hash browns, bacon. I mean, this was, they promised you a country breakfast, and oh man, this is going to stick to your ribs. You know it's going to go straight to your tail.
I have a sticky tail.
Which someone in the party would enjoy.
Audio again.
Celine. Good morning.
Yes. That was a very interesting turn of events. I've seemed to have witnessed the apocalypse. I'm just going to go downstairs and get myself some food.
Good old comfort food for after a vision of the apocalypse, right?
Yep. You know, maybe I'll make some notes, talk to my good friends Mordecai, Tazare, Jade, and Brad about it.
Oh, yeah. Well, Mordecai's down there. Jade might show up at some point in time. I don't know. That's up to Jade. I know that Giraffe could use some food, if you want to help him downstairs.
She will. She will.
Yeah, well, then I'll have a chat to Mordecai about it. It's like, so as they're eating, she's going to pipe up. She's going to go, so I had this very interesting dream last night.
You don't say.
Did you have something, you know, sky turning red, sun coming closer? Basically like the apocalypse?
Basically, that's weird.
Huh.
Like bright red sky, sun getting closer, scorching my skin. I can tolerate the heat. Don't get me wrong, but this was bad.
Yeah, no. Seems like we were dealing with you know, that looks like the apocalypse right there.
Yeah, the planet getting closer to the sun. That's not good.
Yeah, no, that spells death. But no, it's very weird that we're having the same dream. We'll have to ask the others about this.
Yeah.
Celine, as you're talking to Mordecai, and Mordecai, I'm just going to pretend like you have some, I don't know, water or some sort of juice that you're drinking here. Celine, as Mordecai's sipping, that's... You thought it was juice or water at first, and it turns out it looks like a red liquid that Mordecai is sipping on. And it's leaving kind of like a milk mustache, except that ain't milk. That ain't no milk you ever saw.
I'm going to blink a few times and shake my head.
Okay. Oh, no, actually it does seem to be, it actually does seem to be milk. White milk, not red.
Right, well, it looks like I'm going crazy.
Mordecai, as Celine was talking to you, you swear you saw some pointy teeth in that maw. Celine, Mordecai's leaning over in kind of your bubble and looking at your mouth.
Like,
You got fangs or something.
no. As she opens her mouth and there's no fangs, she even lets her, like, she even does this.
I can't see your camera. I don't know if the rest of you can see him, but...
Yeah, well, let me do that for you.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, gotcha. It must be that thing where I we can't see cameras or something for whatever reason. But okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Mordecai. No, you're like those were fangs, and she's pointing out her teeth, and they're there, and none of them. I mean, the ones that are supposed to be pointy are pointy, but they're not that pointy.
I feel I go to feel the bite on my neck that I sustained the day before. Is it any better?
I mean, it's like two little puckers, like on the side of your neck.
Okay, but nothing, not open or anything.
No.
I mean, hey, if you're gonna talk about with stuff that's going on that's weird, it looked like you were drinking blood just a second ago, even though you're drinking milk.
I would never drink blood because that is gross.
Yes.
Number one. Let's just put that out there.
That's the first assumption that people make about tieflings, and I hate it.
No. Not because you're a tiefling, but because you got bitten and you might be turning into a vampire.
That's a good point. I did fall unconscious when they bit me last. So, but I promise I don't feel any different. I'm seeing things, but I don't feel any different.
If you don't mind, I would like to. Well, if it is, I mean, it could be that vampirism is some kind of bloodborne disease or something. I don't know. Either way, I think people are beginning. I think, we all saw the same thing. You saw me with fangs. I saw you drinking blood.
That's concerning.
That's very concerning. Very, very concerning. So, I think that we should, before we leave, do a little bit of scientific deduction, maybe a little bit of magic casting, to see what's going on here.
Tazray?
Agreed.
How do you want your eggs?
Not dead. Sunny side up.
Okay. All right. Now, Tazray, you did not have the same nightmare that the others did. It seems like you might have had your own,
my
but
nightmare was
so Tazray comes in, and the very pleasant, kind of like the plump farmer's wife type. She says, aren't you a strong boy? How do you want your eggs done? And you say, you're not dead. I mean, sunny side up. And you go and you sit down among the others. Jade, you could be coming down around this time as well, since you've had this little bit of interaction and some recuperation from it. So you all would see Celine and Mordecai just talking across the table at each other.
Looking concerned.
So, I had an experience last night.
Us too.
Well, you see, I woke up in the middle of the night. Something poked in my face, so I went over to see if anything was outside the barn, and I accidentally almost tripped over Tab. I'm just gonna call it Boxy. And well, it turns out that Boxy had 2 little holes in the side of his neck, and he was dead. And Bright is nowhere to be found.
Is that still the case?
Yes.
Mordecai runs out of it. He just runs out.
So he's like, oh, shit. And she's going to, imagine like a proper British lady accent. You just hear her say, shit. And she gets up. She got changed into her gear before coming down. She's gonna get up and she's like, Mordecai, I think I was right.
Mordecai,
inhale my breakfast.
Mordecai's
make an
already
acrobatics
outside.
as you're dashing out of here.
Heck yeah. It's a 19.
Okay, so Mordecai, you get up and you're kind of like, excuse me, and you're getting through the because it's like a bed and breakfast. So it's not a big dining hall, and you're kind of excusing yourself, and okay, you barrel out the front door, and unfortunately, like you see just at the right moment, you use your tail and you kind of like pivot / vault slightly over a pink speed bump that is like just coming up the stairs into the front door of the bed and breakfast.
I'm going to look at this pink speed bump.
Do I notice that who it like what? The only thing that
Celine, also give me an acrobatics.
Oh joy!
Ooh, yikes.
Okay.
I'm gonna eat wood
Bright,
boring.
Bright, I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
E?
Yep.
Oh
Strength
god,
save.
Bright's gonna get punted.
Yep.
Okay. So Mordecai very deftly like goes out and kind of like does a pivot turn, uses his tail and kind of gets everything involved, and manages to dodge. Selena's like, I'm right behind you. I'm right, and barrels into and over Bright, and you two just sort of form this like this tumbleweed, this humanoid tumbleweed, as you roll out outside the front of the inn.
Ow, 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 ow.
Why are you
Wait,
saying
hold
how?
on.
I'm the bigger one. I'm probably taking most of the brunt here. I'm taking the brunt of this.
The little one takes the brunt. That's how it always works. Also, ow.
At this point, have I stopped?
Yeah. Mordecai, you very deftly pivoted and stopped, and then you just see Celine just barrel into Pink or into Bright.
Okay.
Celine's gonna be like, right. I don't want you to be alarmed, but I need you to open your mouth for me.
Why am I
Why?
always paired with the crazies?
Hey.
You were bitten yesterday.
Remember. See, I still have the little marks.
She does
Same.
too.
We're thinking that if you got bitten, you might turn into a vampire.
Vampire? I don't feel like a
That's-
vampire.
That's why I need you to open your mouth for me.
Want to.
Bright, I need to check. For Boxy's sake.
Wrong with Boxy? Where is he?
I'm going back for the stable.
Okay.
Go check. Go
Apparent...
check on him.
I'm gonna pick up Bright and just carry her with me as we both go to the stable.
I'm running away. I'm running away. I guess that would be a grapple attempt if you want to do it.
Yeah.
We's a
roll your
wrestling
athletics
now.
against my acrobatics.
We's a wrestling.
You shouldn't have been the one doing that.
Woo!
I rolled good too. I rolled good too.
Hold on here. I'm guessing Taz would see this occur, right?
Well, Taz, you have a big pile of eggs in front of you, and Jade and Jeroff are also sitting at the table.
Oh, okay. Alright then.
So yeah, Bright
Okay,
just
see.
deftly just gets out of your grip. And as you two as you're having this, Bright, are you dashing back to the barn? Are you going into the inn? You just going down the road? Are you just gonna like take a couple steps back and go, nah, you didn't get me? What are you doing?
That is the sort of thing I would do, but no, I'm running after Mordecai to go check on Boxy.
Sure. Okay. So you two burst into the barn. There's people in various states of like getting ready, and some are getting their horses saddled or tacked up or whatnot. Where you all were sleeping, kind of buried in a little like nest of hay, is Tibba. What? Oh, did I oversleep? Oh, I'm so hungry.
Just run over to him and say, they were worried about you. Did you hide or disappear in the night? Everyone was looking for you, and it was a whole big thing.
No, I buried myself in the hay because it was getting cold.
Oh, I'll give him a hug. Without any teeth, just a hug.
A hug, no teeth. All right. Yeah, he hugs you back, and was there a problem? I thought maybe I heard something. I kind of remember waking up, but I was having kind of a nightmare.
I think
Seems
we
to be
all
going
were.
around. But why don't you come in? Why don't you get dressed? If you're not dressed, I can't tell right now. You're under the hay. But why don't you get dressed if you need to and come in and have some breakfast with the rest of us?
Yeah. Breakfast sounds really good. I'm very hungry. I haven't eaten this little in, well, really forever. Although I will say that being with you all, I've kind of lost some weight.
We're good for you.
That is the way of the adventurer, Tipper. Unfortunately, sometimes food is a little hard to come by, and you have to make do.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll get dressed and I'll come in. I'll tell the stable boy to get he and Ha ready.
Yes, that is a good idea.
Yeah.
Tibber, just before you go ahead and do that,
Huh? Do what?
I'm going to do a very quick check over of you, okay?
Okay.
And she's gonna check his neck.
It's
You can
smooth
trust
skin.
me, I'm a doctor.
Smooth skin.
Smooth skin,
Yeah.
both sides?
Yeah.
Alright.
No little puckers or anything.
Okay. Thank you, Tipper. You're free to go.
So he toddles off. For Jade. For Jade, who should be a chain pact instead of a tome here, because of the familiar.
She likes high places.
So Jade, Jeroff, and Tazray, you come down, and Pouty Lips comes down as well, and he is just all like he is contentedly like blubbering and blurbling and everything. Wonderful sleep. Oh yes. Oh, it cost a coin, but well, you know.
As the merchants say, you have to spend money to make money.
The rest of you can come in here, but Hugh's down here, kind of getting his own engine warmed up here with his blustering. Tazray, he's definitely given you the closest thing to a run for your money for an old-fashioned country breakfast. Although you'll still out-eat him, but he can put it away for being a human.
All right.
I will be right back.
Alright.
My stomach has decided to try turning itself inside
No,
out.
that's fine. Do what you got to do. Although Tazray, it sounds like there's another person here in the dining hall of the bed and breakfast here, and you just hear a very like aggressive, "You didn't hear me! I want all the eggs, all the eggs." And the kind of like country, like the good country wife. It's like, well, yes, sir, but we brought you what you've paid for. I'll pay for more. I want all the eggs. Yes, sir. I'll bring them right away, sir. Just please pay first, and we'll bring them out. Our hens had a very good laying this morning. We still have more. Unfortunately, that one other customer over there, he's eating a lot of eggs as well. And so Tazray, the one person in the corner, like looks over. Don't eat my eggs. They're mine. You can't get eggs like this anywhere else.
Excuse me, I had the interpretation opening establishment that people, humans, I don't really care what you are, could be any race. You don't own the place. This lovely family does, and I feel like you'll give them a lot of trouble. And that's not nice. They have taken you in and cared for you. And this is how you treat them.
I'm paying them good coin. All I want to do is purchase their eggs.
Every single egg they have.
Yes.
Are you trying to run them out of their business?
I'm not running them out of business. I'm giving it to them. Besides, I need to get my strength up. I'm on my way to Browbeat. I have work to do there.
Oh, you're going to Browbeat as well, and he stands up now. Well then, looks like we have a common goal, waypoint, or something like that.
All right, one moment.
All right. He's going to pat Jade on the shoulder. He's going to you get a load of this guy.
Okay,
And stick
so
real strong.
a burly male human like also stands up. You're going to be taller than he is and a little bit more broad-shouldered. But he stands up and he doesn't seem to be afraid of you. I have to get my strength. I have a lot of work to do there.
Oh, what kind of work we talking about here? He starts cracking his knuckles. Kinda.
Personal.
Personal
work.
Huh.
In
Doesn't
fact,
sound too
you want to
important.
help me warm up? We could step outside.
Oh, may I please?
What would you like to do, Jade?
It's at this point, I imagine Tazwar standing large and tall, trying to intimidate this individual, and then I want you to try and imagine, almost as though coming out of a well, just over Tazwar's shoulder, this long-haired thing, wide-eyed, looking at it. If you're going to play, can I have his eyelids?
You know what? Sure, you can have his eyelids.
Ooh. I don't think
Is that your intimidation? Maybe I should do my intimidation?
You want to know what the worst part is?
What?
Keep in mind, that's a 9.
Mm-hmm.
When the highest roll I had was a 4 and a 1. And it still qualifies as a 9.
Oh my. Alright. Jade, I think you might make this man laugh. Alright. You can have his eyelids, but I want his skull and I want his femurs.
There we go.
It's all I ask for is just, maybe just his femurs.
Okay.
But he's going to kind of stretch a bit.
Apologies
He's
about
like, all right, you wanna warm up? Why don't we warm up then? Come on, big boy. And he goes outside.
Alrighty. Give me 1 second here. That's not the right one. There we go. All right. So you're going to step outside with this gentleman?
Yep.
All right. As you do, he's all about he's flexing, he's stretching. Oh, good morning, workup. Good morning. And by the way, to whom do I have the pleasure of wrestling into submission?
Tazray Thulu.
Tazray Thulu. That's a name.
Oh yeah, good old barbarian people. They're nice.
I'm Perugia.
Nice to meet you.
Ah, put her there then before we fight.
All right, I'm gonna shake his hand.
As you do, you see suddenly, fur just starts sprouting out of his forearm, and he grows and grows until he's standing like 14, 15 feet tall on his hind legs. And his face turns into a muzzle, and now this large brown bear is standing in front of you, and it's going, and it's getting some it's getting some like saliva shaken down on you as it looks down.
All right. He is going to calmly go into a rage.
What? Can you describe that for me?
He's gonna, hold on. He's going to take a deep breath, right? He's going to open his eyes. His pupils are gone, and then he's just going to scream in his face.
Okay. Roll me an initiative.
Alrighty then. 4. Well, God, why is Taz always get bad initiatives?
Alrighty.
If your manager wasn't cherry picking your opponents that whole time.
Well, I guess big scary boy goes first.
Yep, he does. All right, so he roars, and it's flecking more like bear saliva on you. And as he does, he's gonna come in and try and like bap at you with his paw and like headbutt you. And this is going to be a okay. You managed to get out of the way of his opening attacks here. I imagine your AC is not 12.
It's 13.
Excellent. Okay. So yeah, so he tries to open up on you, and you know you're kind of ready, and you like catch his one paw, and he goes to try and like headbutt you, and then you sort of like headbutt him back, and the forces equal out, and now it's your turn.
I would like to frenzy.
Okay.
All right, and then I'm guessing he's just unarming this entire thing, right?
He has claws and teeth, but it looks like he's going for bludgeoning damage.
All right. Then I will take my fist and shove it into his face. That probably doesn't hit.
It does.
Matt dropped off the chat for a second.
No.
I would doubt. Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Or I doubt an 11 hits a bear.
Yes, it does.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
All right. I forgot how unarmed damage works for people who are not proficient in it.
You are proficient. You are considered. Everyone is always proficient with their unarmed strikes. However, non-monks only deal 1+ strength modifier bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's correct.
So it would be.
Monks
so just be 1. So just be 1 plus my strength, right?
Unless you have that 1 feat that it gives you D4s. But yeah.
That's
all right. Then he takes. I'm guessing I don't have my proficiency, so he takes a whopping 4 damage.
You don't have your proficiency. It's just 4.
All right, so he takes a whopping 4, and then it's like, oh, you thought I was done, mate? Nah. And then I'm gonna go for a knee to his bear guts.
Okay.
That's also an 11. And that's there we go, another 11.
All right. So you're like gut punching the bear as it's standing in front of you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I just gut punched the crap out of this bear.
And for how much damage? It was 4, you said, or 5?
4 plus 4. No, because it's 1 plus your strength, so it's 4 plus 4 because.
Okay.
Bonus action attack. That would be 8.
Got it. Whoop. 1 second here. Let me get back to Super Colliders. For tonight? Question mark. Okay, so you go in and boo boo on the bear, and it gives a and it's gonna try and bap you again, and go in for it'll be like a bap bap.
Or Bap, bap.
And
Gonna bap you with its claws.
Nope.
okay, so it tries to go down, and you know you're just it's going "Bruh, bruh," and you just catch its bare paws in your own large dragon hands. Maybe only having like 4 fingers like reinforces the strength in your hand or something. And you catch his 2 paws and you shove him back up at him, and he doesn't hit you. Go ahead.
Oh, bear. I was expecting more of a fight.
So was I, to be fair.
Set
Oh yeah,
15 to hit.
okay? So another 4, and then are you? You're not reckless attacking, are you?
Nope,
You are.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not. Okay, got it.
And then 9, so no.
All right,
No.
so the 9 will miss, but you get another 4 damage in on him. And you kind of like he gives a little wheeze as you get like a you get like a rib punch like right up in there. You know, this is weird because this is like Little Mac versus King Hippo, but you're like some 7-foot tall dragonborn.
Wait. This is Donkey Kong verse.
So he now comes back to you, and he completely whiffs, and he's like he tries to smack you with his big bear paw, and he overextends a little bit, and then you're getting a little smug, and as he overextends, that's when he looks down at you and he goes boom, and he hits you on your 13 AC, and he is gonna hit you for.
Did he do a reckless attack? What did he do?
He's getting 2 attacks.
Oh, but it's a 1 and a 5. What?
He's getting 2 attacks. So the first attack is his claw. The second is his. I'm just rolling the 2 attacks in with 1 roll to save time. All right. So you are going to take 12 bludgeoning damage from his
whoa! How is he getting that much?
head bear
damage?
butt.
Jesus Christ!
That's half because you're raging.
Oh yeah. So the only. So. There you go. All right.
The rest of you outside by this point in time, like you're hearing some wrestling going on, and there's some other people who are kind of out there, and they're hooting and hollering, seeing this show of a dragonborn facing down a brown bear over eggs.
All right.
Bring me eggs. Only eggs can sustain me.
I'm going to reckless attack.
Okay.
So there's 1, there's 2, so all right, so that's another 4 damage.
Alrighty. All right. So you hit him. You hit him. Boom, boom.
I think
The chat
Yep, I think Tazrazor thing is screwing up.
kind of been bouncing up and down kind of the whole night, but now he seems to be down for an extended time. Usually it's just a couple of seconds.
All right, so and you land in hits, but you don't even care. You're throwing punches. You're doing everything you can, and it's gonna come back and try and get and try and bite Taz. Although
Are we coming up on this?
There we go. I've returned. Okay, so he takes 8 damage because.
Correct.
Okay.
yeah, I mean you all can see it through the window. If you want to go outside, there's some other people. Like people are coming out of the stables and they're watching and kind of hooting and hollering as well. As you know, nothing says a good old country breakfast like some wrestling. We're gonna go and he's gonna try and hit you again. So on the first one, because I do get advantage, I still miss. Wow. Okay. So I do hit you at least with the second one here. And that is 13 bludgeoning damage. As once more it misses the first time, and then it comes in, and this time, you know, it hits you with the southpaw.
Okay. So interesting thing. So, Tazray, because he's Tazray, is going to take out something to like even the fight, because he feels like, this bear has a pretty big advantage on him. He's got all this damage going on. Oh man, do I really want to do this? No, he's not gonna cheat. He's not gonna cheat. That's not how he rolls. He's not gonna use the blunt end of his sickle to beat the crap out of this bear. He's gonna go down honorable if he goes down.
Okay.
All right, so now he is going to punch this bear straight in the nods.
Are you still reckless attacking?
Nope.
Okay.
Roll a die. Oh, 18? No reckless.
All right. That he's not having children.
Do you get a second attack in too?
Wait, is there a chair I can use?
Whatever. There's like a Cracker Barrel. There's probably a rocking chair out on the front porch.
I don't want to have to pay property damage. Jade, you're a very bad influence.
I'm a very what? I didn't quite catch
Bad
that.
influence.
Oh,
You're a bad influence.
would you like me to be a bad influence? Would you like Jade to be a bad influence right now? Because I can be.
All right, all right. We're gonna roll the hit again.
Yep.
16, so he takes another 8 damage.
Okay. Like you've been working this bear, he's kind of huffing, like he's kind of like favoring the one side, kind of breathing heavy, and he's going to try swinging at you again. One of them will hit,
Yep.
and that's the first attack, and so that is. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as it headbutts you.
Oh, so 3. Okay. Well.
And bear breath and saliva is just like blowing out onto you as it goes.
He's going to wipe it off his face.
Suplex, 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 suplex the bear. You know you want to.
Suplex him?
Yes, suplex the bear.
Are we
true
watching this?
wrestling.
If I'm
Yeah,
watching this,
you
I
all can
wanna-
watch it from inside because there's windows, or you could be on the front porch.
So Mordecai calls out to Tazray, "You got this!" And so I'm giving him an inspiration dice.
Ooh. That's a D6. That's the
Oh, but I can add this to my.
You can add it to an
I can
attack
add
roll
damage
after even.
Yeah, can't add it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the
not
only
that
thing
one.
you can't add
Alright.
it to is damage.
All
Because
right.
that's a battle thing.
So first one hits. And this one, he's going to go for an uppercut, right?
Okay. Yep.
And then he's going to go down for a sledgehammer, which now I'll use my inspiration die that he just gave me.
Okay, so you're going up, and then you're kind of like two-handing back down on him.
Yep. So that is a 12 on that one, so that should hit.
Yep, that does.
So yeah, so he's going to uppercut, and then he's going to go slam him back down.
Okay, so, you uppercut, and he goes, ugh! And then, well, let's see. So slamming it back down. Give me an athletics check, because he's uppercutted it up, and if you want a sledgehammer, you got to do like a standing jump to jump up in the air and go. Okay.
Oh, goodness sakes.
And rage gives you advantage on that. That's 2 1s.
Tazray
That's a 10.
becomes a cosmic singularity and implodes on himself and just.
Ends the world. Wait, hold on. Maybe he forgets how to jump.
So you want to do this and you're like, you just forget to jump and instead you just come down on this bear's foot with this like this double-handed attack. And so, but your feet also like give out because you like jumped, but after you were supposed to, and so you fall forward, hammering down on this bear's foot, and the bear goes and slams on top of you, but very quickly kind of reverts back to human form, so that both of you are just here. You take a cursory, take 9 points of bludgeoning damage as a bear falls on you, and so he falls. Then he kind of shrinks back to human size, and he rolls over and he's. Oh my god. Oh, you're a tough one. Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Admittedly, I thought that as a bear, I would have done a lot better back there. Oh, my foot.
He's a true wrestler. Ending him with a foot slam by a hammer blow.
He kind of like gets and he hobbles up and Tazray, he extends a hand down to you.
Oh, I'm taking it. I'm taking this hand. I'm gonna get up and like, you know what? I've never fought a bear, but I'm glad I did. That was amazing.
And he helps you to your feet. Before he holds his foot, and you see like a glow around his hand as he mumbles something. Oh, that is so much better.
What was that? What was that entire thing that just happened? You mumbled the hand. What?
I can't tell you. Well, I can tell you that it's just something that I picked up along the way. Oh, I'm hungry. You want to get eggs?
Oh,
At this point,
heck
Jade
yeah,
is
let's
walking
get some
out
eggs.
with all the eggs.
Oh my
The
god.
entire time she's been doing the bartering and managed to buy all the eggs while they've been making a scene. I'm willing to pay up to 2 gold for the entire bushel.
Hey,
Yeah, they're not going to
Jade,
turn down 2 gold for like whatever, like a couple
Yeah.
dozen eggs. That's amazing.
no, Tazray is gonna give you 3 gold
Oh, you
because you're his friend.
you don't know what's gonna happen here.
Oh god. Okay.
Not
They're
gonna
gonna be
eat.
bugs.
She'll
Oh.
grow bugs in them, maggots and things inside the eggs.
You must go out and buy eggs.
Taz won't care. He's eaten bugs before.
All right, so Taz,
Good.
Taz, you started your day by wrestling a brown bear, and now you're going in for breakfast. But unfortunately, all the eggs are gone, and but at least there's peace otherwise. There is still some bacon. Oh, there's plenty of grits, by the way, grits and some butter.
Oh god, that's probably Taz's favorite though. He's going at his grits.
You did pretty well in that.
So Celine is
Thank
one of
you.
those girls who could literally stick a massive tap in a maple tree and just turn the tap and drink.
What a sweet tooth. So Jade, as you're absconding with the eggs, it actually looks like one of them is starting to hatch.
What?
Screw that!
A homunculus now.
Jade proceeds to take these 2 little chickies. Looking at this.
Is she going to eat them?
Let me finish. She looks at these newborns. These wonderful little creatures just brimming with life, coming into their own. Able to bring a miracle, and something that was never supposed to be born is now there.
No! Celine watches this happen and she's like, ha! Brutal.
Okay.
So that doesn't bother her.
So you consume the the sushi form of Bailut, and the fresh, like this life that shouldn't have been yet is, it crunches and coats and goes all the way down. Jade.
All is right with the universe right now.
Oh my god. I hope you don't do that with dragons.
She raises what's left in her hand, this little bloody eggshell mess in her hand, raises to Tazri.
Yes.
Go on.
Tazra, you're being offered an eggshell.
Tazra will take the eggshell.
Still little bits of what's left of Chicky in there.
He really doesn't care. He's an animal. He's probably had to do this before. He's killed some things. Okay, he's not proud of it. He's killed some things. He's going to take it. He's going to eat the eggshell.
Mordecai's running out.
Peru says, hey!
Yeah, well.
Let me have some.
Alright, come on.
We fought fair and square.
We did.
All right, Mordecai is fleeing this. This scene, going back in. Okay.
Yep, he's not having any of that.
Okay, a couple of people are like, oh, it's they've come downstairs and they're eating. Like, oh, you had a wonderful performance and thank you so much. And the morning will continue. Pouty Lips is in here, just kind of burbling and blustering. That was, you eat too many grits and sometimes, oh yeah.
Will actually grow big and strong off of the intestines of many antelope.
The person known as Perugia. Oh yes, the sweetmeats. Yes. Plenty of nutrition, and so many people throw them out. You can buy them so inexpensively. That's one of the reasons why I hang around large cities like such as it is large. That's why I hang around cities or towns like Browbeat. People throw away perfectly good organs.
I know, right? It's like, why do you do that? Like, they're perfect. Like, the pro.
All right, so the morning passes. All of you can do what you could prepare. Whatever toiletries you got to do. You can primp and perm and study your spell books or meditate and whatnot. You did get a full rest. Now, I mean, you are technically down a rage, Taz, and
I know, which means I need to.
And for the hit points that you lost, begrudgingly, because you did fight fairly, your hit points will be restored through curative magics by Peru.
Aww.
It's so thoughtful.
Oh, he cares about
Kitty
me.
bear. Instead of just a bear.
How bad does Peru want these eggs still?
I think he'd really like them. Yeah. Well, you bought up all the eggs while we were fighting. Well, that's not very fair.
No, it's not. But as Pouty Lips over there would say, it is good enterprise. Prize, and the prize is mine.
Yeah. Well,
But
what do
if
you
you're
want for
wanting-
him? I'm a reasonable man.
Oh, reason. He wants reason.
Yes.
Did you hear that, everybody? He wants reason. Okay, I'll be reasonable. 5 gold pieces.
Selena will actually pipe up at this point and be like, Jay.
I may be a man of nature, but I know that 5 gold is too much for that many eggs.
Yes, but it's all the eggs that you're going to end up finding around here right now.
Why don't
You were willing to fight.
Why don't it's like, why don't you pay 1 gold and I'll foot the other 4?
Are you soliciting
well,
Peru
I'm
with
not-
that, or?
Yes.
Very well then. It ends up taking one of the eggs. I'll reduce the price for you. Smashes one of the eggs.
No, well, that's inappropriate.
But the price just went, the price went down now to 4 gold and 50 silver.
Well, no,
5 silver. 50
no.
silver. The price has gone down to 4 gold and 50 silver. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say down? I meant up.
Now listen here. You are very fortunate that
She
I
grabs
am
another
not
egg.
the type of person who harms spiders. You can play your game of eggs with me, but I will not be playing with you. Now be
She's
gone.
like,
Be
"I
gone,
could,"
spider.
And she's walking outside.
Come on, Jade, let's take the eggs back to the cart.
Bring the eggs.
She takes the egg, put it back in the pouch, starts walking off a little bit defeated. I wasn't trading for eyelids.
I applaud that.
Don't lie, you totally wanted his eyelid.
I did.
Um,
But if he's not willing to give them to you, you gotta give up
I
something.
don't need his
Hold on.
approval.
It's my code. I can't really kill anybody if they don't deserve it. He doesn't. He hasn't hurt anybody.
Same. Hasn't hurt anyone.
That's true. Assay doesn't count as somebody.
He's
That
a
was
bear.
fair.
He
That was
counts.
a fair fight, though. That was a.
Yeah.
It's
You
just
fought the bear.
It's a tavern brawl.
You
Nothing
didn't-
more.
You
Not a
didn't
fight to
suplex the bear, Tazray.
No,
Like
but
I told you
but I toe smashed him for you.
to. Yeah, yes, you did. Did you forget how to jump, Tazray?
What?
Did you forget how to jump?
Certainly
Yes.
looked that way to me.
Yes. All right. I'll admit. For a second, I forgot I had legs.
I slow clap for you.
Yeah. You tried doing that cool tail thing that Mordecai did, but unfortunately you don't have a tail.
You see, if somebody mentions that, I think Taz looks down behind him, and he kind of frowns. He looks down. He's like, I don't have a tail.
Say that again. I didn't catch that.
Swishes his-
What'd you say?
I didn't catch what you said. You said you looked down and said something.
I looked down and I said, I wish I had a tail.
Oh.
Mordecai just taunts him, swishing his back and forth brawl.
So at this point, Tazray is going to act like a cat, and he is going to proceed to act like a cat, prod at the tail with his paws, but they're his claws.
By the way, Tazray from one of the fickle gods. It came in after the fact of you jumping. Not that it would have helped, because advantage and disadvantage were equaled out. But to some sort of athletic feat, you have advantage.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so he and Haw are hooked up to the cart, and you all hop in. Pouty Lips, the merchant, is right behind you. And once more, you hit the highway to continue south to get to Browbeat, which is Giraffe Avalanche's hometown, where he wants to return to in order to... He knows what's going to happen, so he wants to pass peacefully with his family.
Which is fair enough.
So Jade, Giraffe does ask you about what the commotion was outside, and I mean, if you're gonna tell him, he'll, there's wrestling matches. A lot of the strong boys in Browbeat will get together, and they'll wrestle frequently to prove who's the strongest. As well, just a bit of posturing, and we even have some official games. Held yearly during the summer. Unfortunately, unless you stick around, you won't get to see him, and, well, honestly, I don't know if I'll see this year's either.
Well, we all try to do what we can, old soldier. We'll do what we can.
But if you have those eggs, eggs are a very good source of nutrition. Will help give you strength. I recommend that you eat them. Very, very good. Even if they eat them raw, don't be afraid. Many people look down at us in Browbeat as savages because we eat raw eggs, and that's just not the case.
They taste so much better cooked, though.
Perhaps we'll have a chance, old man. She places an egg in his hand. But I believe we'll boil them for posterity and preservation. Raw eggs don't keep too well.
He takes the egg and he on his head, and then he leans back and opens his near toothless mouth and just cracks, and the yolk just slurps down. For a minute, it might remind you of the water tendril in the morning, but he gulps it. Oh, that's the stuff. Thank you. That's a good part of breakfast you don't often find. Everyone just continues to insist that you gotta cook an egg, and that's not always the case.
It tastes better, though.
That too, today. Or just now.
What's that? Oh, I didn't hear your audio. It must have cut out.
That Derek fell off the chat.
Oh.
Oh, we did too.
I
I think he's trying to fix it.
It looks like it. He's still
There we go.
streaming.
I think
Okay.
he's frozen in space.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
Nope, there he is. There he is.
Jay just sort of stopped for a second and then.
I was wondering what happened.
That is rather in character.
She experienced a little glitch in the matrix.
She had
Yeah.
a flashback.
All right, so the mountains, which are in the distance,
Yep,
are
Fluffy's gone.
growing less and less distant. Cluck, 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 down the down this stone highway. Pouty Lips is he's beautiful weather. No, I remember this one time and so forth. You understand. And so he's going through some stories. He is still he still sings songs, Mordecai, traveling songs. He doesn't have an infinite repertoire. You're hearing some repeats. But he's actually woven in you all into one of his latest traveling jodies. And he seems to have a rather good opinion of you all, despite the circumstances.
I start playing my violin as well. Singing along with him.
Okay.
The ones I don't know.
Since you are getting closer to Browbeat, in fact, you're seeing a caravan of Mason Guild wagons, probably about 10 of them, that are traveling in the opposite direction, going north up to Mask of Flowers, or at least to the crossroads that could take you to a couple different places. Fluffy has fallen out of voice chat as well.
Yep.
But I'll still narrate here as we're trying to reestablish a connection. The day is cold. It's slightly overcast. But the sun does feel good, even if it gives you an eerie reminder of the nightmare that most of you had last night. He and Haw are happily going down the road, talking to each other every now and again, and the sun passes overhead. This is a time where I don't know if any of you you will for sure get a short rest during your travel here, unless you're Celine, who's actively driving.
Yep. Okay. Did Discord just...
Some kind of rolling derp out on Discord's behalf. I still see your webcam, etc.
Yeah, no, because that's all run through Roll20, so that's fine. It's just, I think in that area, Discord might just be
Working out, yeah.
Yeah, Volvo's saying
Yeah,
Discord is dying.
Yeah. See, I haven't been having that issue mainly because I'm, whilst I'm connected to a server,
Celine's cutting in and out for me. Anybody else?
Yeah, it's cutting out.
yeah, a little bit that's pain because again I live in a pineapple under the sea.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to connect to a US server, and the ping isn't great. So
Yeah.
Fortunate soul.
Yeah.
So sad.
I mean, I have to go in about 5 minutes anyway, because I gotta get ready to go over town for.
This one wants to meet them,
no,
and that one wants to get the girl. And do I help them? Yes,
Yes,
I
I
do.
do.
Those poor unfortunate souls.
So we're starting with songs and we'll end. So you do have to leave here at 3 tonight, Lethality.
Yeah, I do go.
Okay.
At 3 tonight.
Then here let me roll you into Browbeat and we'll end on this note, okay?
All right, that works.
I mean, look, Discord is dying and all this other stuff is going on. We'll call the session here. So the evening passes, and as it begins to be night, you do arrive in Browbeat. Despite it being nighttime and that this is a town, it's a town of several thousand people. It is still fairly active. You see that there are a great many houses that are built up onto hills, into hills. You see that there's light coming from basement windows. Most everything is made of stone, including shingles, which are either clay or slate. And there's all kinds of other, like, cement or some other kind of like a pulverized dust that's been mixed with water to make, grout and all their sorts of, like, fillings and whatnot. The night has gotten slightly cold, and there's a very faint snow that's blowing through on the wind. However, you're here, and Giraffe. Yes. Oh, you can hear them, can't you? You may be surprised that here in the mountains, as the highway's been going up and such, it seems that, yes, the hot springs have been keeping them warm. There are many hot springs here in Browbeat, and it does foster life where it normally wouldn't flourish. Bright, your Peggy Sue cricket is sort of, is resounding with the other crickets you're hearing. Yes, all around us are hot springs, and there grows trees and grasses and other vegetation. Grows quickly, ample food and water and warmth in even the coldest of winters.
Are these hot springs cool enough for someone to bathe in, perhaps?
That is exactly my thought.
Because I could use a dip at a hot spring.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh. I believe that you will, for this initial evening, need to go and find accommodations anyway. From what I understand, if we've made decent time, I am going to be a great-grandfather here soon, and I doubt that my house could put you up.
It's quite an arrange.
Congratulations on that.
First,
Yes,
we'll get you to your
congratulations.
house.
Yes, we will do that before we leave off. We will. I'm guessing he has an address.
Yeah. So I mean, you can fill in the nighttime sky of here, but you are taken over to the Avalanche home, and there his family will greet you all and meet him. They'll say thank you, and they'll tell you, look, there's no room at the inn. We already have enough people over here for the birth. Thank you for dropping old Giraffe off. And when the child is, once everyone has departed, as we believe the child will be here soon, you are welcome to come by, and we would like to meet the men and women who helped who have Giraffe, because you have children and grandchildren and even some wee little great-grandchildren running around. But we would like to meet you, unfortunately, and then in the background you hear, it hurts, and then, rigmarole. Please, there's a tumbled wench here in town. You should have no problem staying there. Any town that's a town has a tumbled wench. In fact, this one does have a hot spring as well.
That's the first place the Mordecai is going.
Do you require the services of a doctor?
No, actually, we have our family here, and we have a reputable midwife from the neighborhood. Thank you, anyway. Go and enjoy yourselves. Thank you for dropping grandfather off. Come now, Giraffe. Come inside. We need to get you warm.
It's like, if anything happens, I will be at the tumbled wench. Please do not hesitate to call for me.
Okay. So you drop him off, and
I think that's a good place to pick it up next time.
Yeah, I think
yes.
that's a perfect place to drop it off.
We will end here when you all, well, I mean, I could technically put you in the wench, but you know what the inside of that looks like right now. So you go back out into the kind of the foggy streets, because especially on cold nights, the steam from the hot springs that are kind of buried all around, some hot water's piping into houses and whatnot, and it's really evident, and it just sort of makes everything wet, kind of cool and misty. And so for all of you who are going to be staying at the Tumbled Wench, which I believe is everyone, it is going to cost you 5 silver apiece. And it'll cost... Actually, no, because you turned in... I'm sorry, it'll cost you that because that's what the that's almost what the cost of the On Our Way In is. It'll cost you that because you have a writ from the Masons Guild thanking you for the return of their member and of their cart. And so they're going to extend their guild members discount to you as a sign of appreciation. And included is going to be a breakfast for you all. Other meals you'll have to provide, and also you have access to the hot springs. And though you are told that there's only one hot spring, so you must be comfortable with mixed bathing if that is something you wish to enjoy. Who of you are going to go take a dip in the hot spring?
Taz likes. Taz, why not? Taz, let's have Taz take a dip. Maybe everybody else crash.
Okay, I'm typing it out here, and then we'll end after I know. All right, Bright's going to go for a dip in the hot spring. Taz is going for a dip. Celine definitely is. Jade is no. Okay. And then is Mordecai going to do the same? Mordecai will spend a good amount of time there. Okay. All right, so everyone but Jade. Jade the Wretched is going to go take a dip. So, and try and convince Jade it'll be nice. Yep, so I guess we're gonna have a hot spring episode next time on our upcoming Tuesday here. So thank you all. And by the way, as you all come out into the hot spring, there's no other guests. While it does seem that the Tumbled Wench is busy, there's no one else who seems to be at the hot springs. And when you go out into it, and you could have a robe or a towel or whatnot. You notice that there are 6 little pixies that are just sort of hanging out on the side of the hot spring, with dipping their little feet in the water. And simultaneously, they all look up at you with a look of half surprise and half half disgust that you would be disturbing these little pixies dipping their feet in the water of the hot spring. And so here we will end. Thank you all for playing. And we'll pick up at this scene the following Tuesday.
Yay!